welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. Thank you for tuning in, and broke down. I bought Misfit shirt with the Crimson Ghost on it. I never wanted one of these just because it always seemed like such a poser thing to do. I saw so many people who had no idea who the band is wearing these that I just purposely stayed away from them, even though I've been a Misfits fan for a very long time, probably over 30 years now. But yeah, I saw this at a local retailer for $1, so I was like, yeah, what the heck, I'll get it. All my other shirts from the Misfits, like I've seen them twice. I saw them in New Haven, Connecticut at Toads, and I saw them at the Reserve in Meriden, Connecticut, which is no longer exists. Both of them Halloween shows, and great shows. You know, this is before they reunited with Glenn Danzig. And it was just, it was Jerry Only on vocal with Des Godina and guitars. And later on, I think Jerry Only's son joined the band for the second show. But both of them, like I say, both of them Halloween shows, both of them great shows, and both venues that I've played in, played the Reserve, and I played the Toads Place, the Toads Place. They're coming out with a documentary. I'm excited to see that. I read the owner's book. It's excellent. If you get a chance to read that, you're into the music scene. It's really good. Lots of bands have gone through there, especially in their formative years, like Blondie, Talking Heads, U2 at one point. I think Springsteen played there. I know Billy Joel had played there, and he actually had a one of his songs and Songs from the Attic was recorded there, so you can get to hear what Toad's Place acoustics sound like. Really wild place. Kind of remind me a little bit of like a CBGB kind of place, especially if you go backstage. It's not the it's what you'd expect of a rock venue kind of thing. It's not it's not like Infinity Hall in Connecticut, that's for sure, but tons and tons of history there. But anyway, I saw the Misfits on their 25th anniversary there, and I got a shirt from that. I also had a We Are 138 shirt, and like I said, I've purposely been avoiding this, but for $1 I couldn't resist. It's got the Misfits skull on it, and everything. So I'm one of the posers now. Even though I've seen them twice and has been a fan of them since I believe my high school years. Yeah. So all right. Lots of things going on, man. I just started using the CPAP, so if you see any like red marks or anything, I mean it's from that. Seems to be doing okay so far. I was kind of leery to start it, but I don't like anything kind of on me while I sleep. But I sleep, so I don't want to say soundly. I go right to sleep though, so I didn't think it would bother me too much. But we'll see. Ask me how this works out in another month or so, and I'll let you know. The cool thing about it is it has this app that you can track all the stuff through, so that's kind of cool. I like that. Hey, why don't we talk about wrestling? What the heck? Is kind of sort of a wrestling show, even though it's kind of whatever I want to talk about at the time. We had Raw Monday night in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Gunther opens the show. Of course, we had Priest come out to confront Gunther. Fight breaks out, even carried on backstage. Getting a little bit better for this. Heating up a little bit. We'll see what happens tonight. Ilya Dragunov versus Braun Breaker. Great match as always between those two. They have great chemistry together. Braun wins because Dragunov was knocked out via spear. What makes me wonder if Dragunov's going to end up being like an upper mid-card guy through this whole thing. If you see me sweat, it's because I have the hottest room in the house in my studio. Of course, I have the one room that doesn't have access to AC, so I have this wonderful ceiling fan going on, if you hear that. Next, we had Lyra Valkyria versus Sonya Deville. I'm liking this faction with Deville. Looking... they looked good coming to the ring. Looked like they had a presence. They looked intimidating. Still don't think they've named them yet. Does anybody know a name? Deville wins, which is the first win in like years, I think, literally. Video vignette for Nikki Cross. So far, this is the vignette I've liked the absolute least of the Wyatt 6 vignettes. I really didn't think it told me all that much, and the more I look at this, man, the more these girls that are coming out, these goth girls, owed it to Daphne. They should make a statue of this girl somewhere. It's such a tragic ending to her life, and she inspired so many. I would love to devote an entire show to her. I did have plans at one point to come up with a show devoted to the effects of CTE and have her as and mental illness as a whole within the wrestling community, and I wanted to spotlight her in that. Unfortunately, I kind of went to pot when Matt decided to leave the show, but still in the future, which he might be returning, we'll see. But still in the future, that's something I would like to do, maybe as an extra on Patreon or something. But I think it's a topic that needs to be researched more and needs to be approached on the show. Like I said, the vignette really didn't tell us much. Like, this is my least one I like the least. CM Punk is back. He's been cleared medically. We announced officially that Seth Rollins will be the special referee at SummerSlam between Drew and CM Punk. Let's see. Judgment Day ambushes Jey Uso backstage with Sammy making the save. We have Alpha Academy versus the Final Testament with Cross pinning Woods. Alpha Academy with Xavier Woods, I should say. Chad Gable and the Creed brothers come out. Creed brothers attack Otis and Tozawa. Lights go down, fireflies. Wyatt 6 comes out. Bo with the Uncle Howdy mask comes out behind Chad Gable and gives Sister Abigail to Chad Gable, which is a big deal. Great visual. Paying homage to his brother, obviously. We had Bronson Reed versus Pete Dunne next. Is it me or Bronson Reed look like Sonic the Hedgehog with his new ring attire, his new coat? Who won this? I didn't even say who won this because Sheamus took out Pete Dunne before the match even began. Then they all brawl. We had the segment with Rhea and Dom coming out to the ring. Rhea saying, "Liv, you want him, come get him." Dom delivers a promo. Liv comes out, obviously, in the stands are up above, wearing the highest cut jeans I should say I've ever seen. These Daisy Dukes put Daisy Dukes to shame. Dom delivers a promo on Liv saying he hates her, really rips into Liv. Why do I feel like this is a ruse? Why do I feel like this is just a put on, a swerve? Liv leaves crying. We had, I still think this might end up with, I don't know. There's so many different ways, because initially I thought that Rhea and Dom were turning babyface out of this, and Liv was going to be the heel in this, and now I'm wondering if Rhea's going to turn babyface, Dom's going to leave her to be with Liv, and this is all put on. I don't know. Zelina Vega comes out with her arm wrapped, cuts a quick promo. Even though she's injured, we had Zelina versus Zoe Starks. Zelina with the win, was saved from Lyra and Carter and Chance. Then we have Sami Zayn and Jey Uso versus the Judgment Day. Sami Zayn and Jey win. After the match, Braun spears Sami, so we're continuing this feud. Let's see, Wednesday night we had AEW Dynamite, and I know I'm going quickly, but there's a ton happening now. A segment with MJF and Will Ospreay, with MJF changing the international, wow, say it 10 times fast. International Championship to the American Championship. We had what did we have? Promo for Blood and Guts, I guess. Really bad segment with the Elite where they laid out Christopher Daniels, which it looked horrible. Just so shindy. Yeah, this match between Suzuki and Jericho that turned into a horrible slapfest that ended up having Jericho just a bloody chest. Which I don't even remember. One, I really don't even care. It was a horrible match, and the match had no consequences via storyline, nothing. Hikaru Shida versus Britt Baker. It was good to see Shida again. I really like her. She's one of the people I wish WWE had signed. I don't think she has kind of a part-time schedule due to her affiliations with Japan, so I don't think WWE would want her, unfortunately, because I really like her. She's one of the underutilized girls that AEW has, unfortunately. Women, I should say. Mercedes Moné comes out after Britt beats Shida. And we end up having Camille making her appearance on AEW. This is another one. I like Camille a lot. Shame to see her on AEW. Attacks Britt from behind. Camille apparently is aligned with Moné. We had a first time I've seen a trailer for the new Joker movie. I'm surprised they choose Dynamite to do this, but I guess the Warner Brothers affiliation makes sense, I should say. SmackDown, I'm kind of going to go through real quickly. Fire Down attack Bianca and Jade from behind. So we're furthering this feud between Fire Down, Bianca and Jade. I wonder if Bianca and Jade are going to take the titles back. Jade and Bianca throw them from the ring and all this. We had a series of, or I should say, well, do you call it a series of matches? It's gauntlet match, so it's technically one match, but ended up being Street Profits getting through all the other contenders, and Bloodline ends up coming in, which was kind of weird. They had that segment with Nick Aldis and the Bloodline previous to the show getting really started, where I thought Bloodline was going to appear, and then they miraculously, suddenly, surprise appearance into the Gauntlet match and end up beating the Street Profits to become number one contenders. Then we had a tag team match with Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton beating Bayley and Michelle. The only thing I can see that for the purpose of this match was to further the feud between Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton against Bayley. I also see this promoting more tension between Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, possibly leading to a face turn for Tiffany. She's becoming a little more sympathetic, and I can almost see her turning face because the fans like her so much. When you're good at your job, people appreciate that, at least in the wrestling world, and the fans are going to turn her babyface, I think, but that's just me. Like I said, the major thing I got from SmackDown, because it was kind of uneventful for me, was that the Bloodline is the number one contender. Now we've got SummerSlam coming up this Saturday. I'll have to look at the time. I'm assuming it's not going to be a crazy afternoon or early start, because where is SummerSlam? It's in Cleveland, right? Because they've been putting all these rock and roll related kind of B footage in between stuff. I don't want to call it teaser music, but so I think that's because I assume the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is because of that. Is in Cleveland. It's kind of weird for me because living in Tennessee, I associate Memphis with the creation of rock and roll and the home of rock and roll, so I don't even think of Cleveland as affiliated with rock and roll, I am so sorry. But I'm guessing that's where they're going with this. But this Saturday, being SummerSlam this Saturday, I'm guessing that they're going to, I shouldn't say I'm guessing. Monday and Friday are going to be the take-home shows for, the go-home shows, I should say, for Raw and SummerSlam. So I don't expect anything happening tonight or Friday night. Let's put it that way. I expect it to be a very pathetic and boring 2 episodes with stuff that's completely leading the storyline. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see anything develop whatsoever. But I could be wrong. Let's kind of take a look at the card, and maybe I can do some half-baked predictions here. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with special guest referee being Seth Rollins. I think it's time. It's possibly time to end this feud. I don't know. I think people have much shorter attention spans now. I could have this feud go on for much, much longer. And I don't know if, even if they quote unquote end it, I don't know if it's going to end here. You know what? It really doesn't matter who wins this. I think both guys are kind of tweeners right now. They're getting cheers from everybody. Punk being more of the babyface because of the more recent promo highlighting Drew taking the bracelet from Punk. If I had to guess, and it sucks because Seth Rollins is that wild card. If I had to guess, anything could really happen in this match. I think it's going to be a great match. But I think the ending might have some tomfoolery in it. I don't expect a clean win. And if that's the case, we might see this feud prolonged. I'm going to go with, so let's see, they're in Cleveland. I'm going to go with Punk. Only because I think he's slightly more of a babyface, slightly more over. Because one of 2 things could happen. One of these, if Punk turns heelish during this, then Drew's winning. But I don't see. I'm gonna still go with Punk, just barely, just because I kind of know how in the past Triple H's book, so I'm gonna go with that. He's been liking the happy endings so far, the fairy tale endings. Undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Solo. This is good because WWE is putting a tiny bit of doubt in my mind who's gonna win this. I think the only reason why I think Cody Rhodes is gonna win this is because of merch sales. And I think he's worth less without the belt. So I think Cody Rhodes is going to win this, but I think there might be some outside interference from possibly the Usos or the reappearance of Roman Reigns. And that's why I say that. I think because I don't think you can have Cody Rhodes win cleanly over Solo, because I think that ruins the Bloodline storyline at this point. But I don't think you can. You gotta have Solo save face. You've gotta have him look like a badass. So that might be because of interference by somebody. I'm thinking that Cody will win this. Let's see. We got Damian Priest versus Gunther. The reason why I'm gonna predict Priest to retain is because, once again, like I said, I think Triple H likes Damian Priest, and I think he's going to go with his man, and I think he's not egotistically, but I think he has a point to prove, and I think he's going to try to jam Priest on everyone's throat and turn him babyface. And they'll have Gunther being the heel. That's my guess. I mean, if I was booking this, I would have Gunther win. And I just think he'd be the better choice. I think he put on better matches deliver better animosity, and I think that it would be much more fun to see babyfaces pursuing him than the other way around. So, but I think because Triple H is booking this, I think that Priest is going to win this. Bayley versus Nia Jax. This is a tough one because I think the thing that's going to determine who wins this is going to be Tiffany Stratton. Could Tiffany cost Nia the match, thus creating even more friction between Nia and Tiffany? I'm going to go with that and say that Bayley wins because of that. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. There's two ways you can go with this. Does Dom turn on Rhea and cost her the match, cementing Rhea as a babyface? I think so. I think so. That's my prediction right there. Logan Paul versus LA Knight. I have some doubts about this. Because if I was booking this, I say put the belt on LA Knight. I think he needs it more than Logan Paul. The only reason, once again, like I said, Triple H is starting to show a pattern here, and I'm thinking he might be more of a Logan Paul guy because he's refused in the past to pull the trigger with LA Knight, which makes me wonder if there's something backstage or if he doesn't have faith in LA Knight. But I'm going to say LA Knight still over Logan Paul. Three-way match with Sammy versus Braun versus Ilya. I'm going to go with Braun all the way on this. And that's me booking the match just because I think it's the most logical choice and I think it's the smartest thing for business. So, and I think when the bomb comes on the bomb line, Triple H still knows that what's good for business, you go with it. And I think Braun winning is the best thing for business because Sammy is a face that's over regardless. So put the belt on Braun, elevate him. Maybe you can have him lose eventually to Sammy and then elevate Braun to the main event status before SummerSlam next year. That's my guess. All right, those are my predictions. It'll be interesting to see what really turns out. It'll be real cool. I hope they don't phone this one in because SummerSlam is the second biggest pay-per-view, or PLE, I should say, for WWE. So I hope they don't screw this up. I'm putting a lot of faith in you, Trips. You've been good so far, man. Before I forget, oh my goodness, I saw the picture with Drew and Drew McIntyre and Jungle Boy. Or I should say Jack Perry. Please tell me this is not photoshopped. Please. I thought this was hilarious. I wonder though, is Tony Khan losing his mind after seeing this? Because I absolutely love this photo. And it kind of cements Drew a little bit more as a heel, which makes me wonder if even more CM Punk is going to win this match at SummerSlam. Oh my goodness. If he showed up at WWE, that would be epic. I want him out of there. Just for a one-time appearance, just for a reaction, shock value. But I know Tony Khan's ego won't allow that to happen. But man, I bet you he was livid when he saw that. I wonder if Perry got his Khan's approval before doing that. Really cool, really funny. But hey, unfortunately, I've got about 3 minutes left, so let's call it a day here. Check me out August 10th at Then and Now Flea Market in downtown Trenton, Tennessee. If you're in the West Tennessee area, check us out. Then and Now's real cool, really cool flea market. We've got some merchandise there. We've got some stuff that we're selling through Then and Now, myself and my wife. Check us out there, and check us out August 10th. I'll be performing around 10 o'clock. I'll start performing there probably around 10 o'clock. So check us out. It's right downtown Trenton. You can't miss it. It's not like Trenton is huge or anything, or it's not like Jackson or Memphis or Nashville. But yeah, check them out beforehand. Go down there and say hi and say that Crushing Kayfabe sent you. All right? Really appreciate it. But if you want to hear me sing, come down August 10th and check me out. Then and Now Flea Market. I'd really appreciate it. I'd love to hear you. Love to hear you and love to see you and love to meet you. It would be awesome. In addition to that, check out crushingkayfabe.com, Crushing Kayfabe with a K, and check us out on Patreon. Patreon, YouTube, Spotify. I say Patreon because for just $1 a month, you can help the show out and you can help keep the lights on and just get the shows ad free. $1 a month. That's all it takes. Check us out there. And once again, that's patreon.com, patreon.com, and become a patron of the show, please. Just $1 a month. Who can't spare $1 a month? And if I can get a bunch of you to help out, it would be great. We can keep the show going and keep the electricity on. It would be awesome. I love doing the show, and I'm glad that people enjoy it, and hope that I can continue to do the show. So please support the show. This takes me. I know the show's only half an hour, give or take, but I have to upload, prep this, modify or edit the content and upload it, and that takes time. Not to mention money, because I've got to pay for the website and whatnot. So help us out, please. It'd be greatly appreciated. Patreon.com, help us out. All right, and become a fan of the show on YouTube, on Patreon. Subscribe to us, help us all out. Be interesting to see how well I did on next week's program. Hold me accountable. Comment in the comments of what you think the predictions are going to be, and let me know how I did. All right, thank you. God bless, and thank you for tuning in.